Hey! So, I've decided, because I've been watching a lot of stuff lately, that every, Friday, or every other Friday, I haven't decided. You'll know if I don't post anything next Friday, or if I do. I've decided to start reviewing stuff I watch, because, let's face it, I spend a lot of time on Netflix, and Hulu, and TV, playing games, that kind of internet-y and electronic type stuff. So I've decided to start reviewing them. If you guys want to suggest something for me to watch, then you can put it in the comments. Preferably not something that's in theaters, because I'm cheap. I would prefer something on Hulu, Netflix, or something you can illegally find. Like something that's on YouTube or Cyreal or something. Games, unless it's free, I'm probably not going to do it. Unless it's a game I already have, which there's very few games that I have. But yeah, so the first thing I'm going to the first one is going to be depressing. It is called Suicide Room, and it is really that depressing. It is on Netflix. You can check it out. It is in Polish, so you will have to read the subtitles unless you are, or read or speak Polish, which I'm guessing is not most of you. It is about a high schooler who his life starts to fall apart after prom. The story is like him and his best friend, dared his friend's girlfriend, the main character's girlfriend at the time. I think they're dating, I'm not exactly sure. But to do a lesbian kiss, and she said she would in exchange if him and her boyfriend made out. And so they did, and then he starts getting teased by it, and then all this other stuff happens. So he takes refuge in this thing called the Suicide Room, which is it's like a room within a 3D world. If you know what Second Life is, then it's like that, or like an online Sims. You build your own area, and you can block access to people and only allow certain, that kind of stuff. Well, he finds out about this by watching a video on YouTube that his friends were looking at about a girl who, the main girl, who was cutting herself, and then had a video of her cutting a heart into her arm with a razor. So then they become all friendly, and she's trying to commit suicide, and she hasn't left her room for 3 years. And it's all very depressing. And the ending is the saddest thing ever. Click away if you don't want to hear what happens in the end. Okay. If you haven't clicked away yet, I'm just going to tell you. So how it ends is, I'm terrible at this review thing. I'm just going to tell you how much happens, but still watch it. So she gets him to, because he didn't leave his room for like 10 days, and he's becoming more like her. And they're making all these plans to like commit suicide together or something, by pills and alcohol. So he has a psychiatrist comes to his house, because his parents are like rich as crap. And so she's on the computer with them, like whispering to him and telling him, because they're like Skyping, telling him what to say so that she prescribes, the right meds, like depression meds, and not like stuff for schizophrenia or something. So she does. He goes with it. He like makes some like pleas, like, I don't understand people who want to commit suicide, blah blah blah. And you're starting to get the feeling that he doesn't want her to die, and he doesn't want to die. And later, they're like going through their plan on the internet thing to try it first. And then his parents come home, and his dad's just sick of it, so he unplugs the internet and blah blah blah. And he like flips out and finally leaves his room, and he's like breaks down because his only friends are on the internet now, and they're pretty much his family now because his parents are never home, you know. Anyway, they do this, and then like not even a week later, he like sneaks out with his pills and goes to a bar, like the bar they were supposed to meet up at in, you know, the real world. Anyway, he has, you know, his pills there with him, and he's like drinking a little, and then he goes to the bathroom and is like, you know, starting to dump out the pills. But then he like looks at them, and then he takes one, and he dumps out some more, and then takes another, and then takes a handful, and then chugs it down with beer, and then he's all like loopy and happy, and he's like there's this couple making out in the bathroom, and then, you know, he's like, you guys want to make a porn? I'll videotape it. Like, they're all, you know, drunk, and they're all laughing, and then they, you know, put it on him, and he's like doing the awkward sexy dance, and it's just hilarious. And then it cuts to where they're talking. It's been like months, like at least 2 or 3 months, and they haven't seen him, and they're like worried about him in the suicide room. And then he like logs in. You're like, oh, he's back. He got over his addiction and all this. Then they're like all happy, and then he talks. Like, you know, you have voice chat through it, and it's his mom. She logged into his account to thank them for helping her son, you know, and being there for him, and then tells them that he had committed suicide. And they like, and then the girl, who they're like kind of, you know, lovey-dovey and like in love, the girl who wanted to commit suicide never left her room. She breaks down, like chucks everything out of her wall and, you know, the internet, throws her computer down, runs outside her room for the first time in 3 years, and you know, collapses on the lawn crying. It is just beautiful. And then you see the parents are at a play then, and they're like divorced. They're like in different seats. He's like in the balcony, and the mom's down in the, you know, cheap seats. And then it cuts to the last part of the video that was recorded with him, and it's him like crying for his parents and that he doesn't want to die, and like trying to make himself throw up the pills. And then, you know, it doesn't end up working because he ends up dying. He's like, you know, freaking out, and is like trying to do it, but he can't get himself to throw up, which is really, really depressing. But it's such a good movie. Like, literally, you have to watch it. The acting is awesome, and the storyline is just beautiful, and yeah, so watch it. It's on Netflix. It's called Suicide Room. It is in Polish, so you will have to read the subtitles, unless you speak Polish, which, more power to you. Anyway, I'll probably actually get a format for this eventually, so me just walking around in my pajamas. So yeah, I will see you guys possibly next Friday. Whee! Bye. Bye. See that, Christina? I made a video. Ha!